When discussing the North Korean regime and leader Kim Jong-un, we are faced with one of the most mysterious and isolated countries in the world. This country is full of peculiarities, such as requiring citizens to collect human waste for the government, controlling hairstyles, and having a unique calendar based on the birth date of the first leader. In particular, North Korea has bizarre and incomprehensible bans such as prohibiting jeans, restricting internet access, banning K-pop music, and limiting freedom of movement. Here, everyone must follow Kim Jong-un and display portraits of the leader everywhere, from homes to garages. Let's explore 21 strange things that only exist in North Korea. Number 21. Internet access is prohibited. The online voice of millions in North Korea faces significant challenges due to strict internet access restrictions. Although there is internet infrastructure, including fiber optics, only a few people have access to the global network, mainly high-ranking officials, NGOs, and government ambassadors. Most citizens and organizations can only use the domestic intranet, known as Kwenbyong. Estimates suggest that the total number of internet users in North Korea is only a few thousand. Non-elite individuals who need internet access for work or important issues must go through a stringent approval process, often taking several days. Approved individuals are subject to continuous monitoring. A librarian is assigned to oversee 2 internet users simultaneously, closely monitoring their online activities. Each year, the user's screen is automatically frozen, and the librarian must perform fingerprint authentication to grant additional access. Approved users are only allowed to access the internet for 1 hour, and any extensions must undergo another round of approval. Internet access is also restricted in academic institutions. For instance, professors and researchers at Pyongyang University of Science and Technology can only use the internet through monitored computer labs, with information mainly related to science and engineering posted on the national intranet. In April 2016, North Korea banned popular social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and South Korean websites to prevent the spread of online information that the government feared. Number 20. Human waste used as fertilizer. Previously, North Korea relied on fertilizer supplied by its neighbor South Korea. However, after South Korea imposed sanctions on North Korea in 2010 following North Korea sinking a South Korean ship, the country faced a severe shortage of fertilizer. Doing what they do best, a new law was enacted requiring citizens to collect their own waste. Each person must collect 100 kilograms of waste per year and submit it to the authorities to support the country's agriculture. Every family member has a daily duty, so when North Koreans wake up in the morning, it's like a race to collect waste. According to the National Post of Canada, stores even began selling this item in 2010. Neighbors might even steal your goods at night. Some people lock their toilets to prevent waste theft. At school, teachers send students out to find and bring back waste to the classroom. Therefore, if North Koreans see a dog going on the street, it's like finding gold. What do you think about this strange regulation in North Korea? Share your thoughts. Number 19. Kim Jong-un takes his own toilet. A very peculiar fact is that despite staying in luxurious 5-star hotels arranged by the host country during each foreign visit, Kim Jong-un's habit of using a personal secret toilet remains unchanged since he came to power. According to The Drive, information about North Korea's leader always bringing his own toilet on foreign trips was revealed in 2015. The secret toilet is installed on the train Kim frequently uses during his trips. Moreover, it is also equipped in any car he rides, including specially designed vehicles for mountainous or snowy terrains. Even the bulletproof Mercedes-Benz S600 Pullman Guard has a secret toilet, and Kim Jong-un has never used a public toilet. The information became more credible when Daily NK quoted Lee Yun-keol, a former officer in the North Korean Guard Command who defected to South Korea in 2005. Lee stated, Kim Jong-un always has a private toilet instead of using public toilets. The North Korean state fears that external enemies might collect Kim's waste to gain information about the health of the country's leader. A private toilet is always prioritized in Kim Jong-un's foreign trips. Even for some domestic inspections, the North Korean leader brings his own toilet, and sometimes even a mini bathroom. The vehicles used to transport Kim Jong-un always number from 2 to 3 to prevent anyone from guessing which vehicle the leader is in. Number 18. Leaders' portraits everywhere. You can see the personality cult surrounding the ruling Kim dynasty everywhere. It permeates every aspect of life in North Korea. Portraits, statues, or other artworks depicting the eternal president, the second president, or the current president are found everywhere. Almost every room in the country has their portraits. Everything touched by the Kim family receives a high status. When we visited a horse racing track, there was even a museum dedicated to all the riding equipment and horses of the Kim family. Families here are required to hang portraits of the country's leaders on their walls. Not only must they hang portraits in the main rooms of the house, excluding the bathroom and garage, but many also wear badges with the leader's image on their chests. Hanging portraits of the leaders is mandatory. Failure to do so is considered treason or espionage. The portraits and paintings of the leaders must be carefully cleaned. In case of a house fire, North Koreans are required to rescue the portraits of the leaders before anything else, even before their children. Otherwise, they could face imprisonment. Every North Korean household is required to hang portraits of the late leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on the most prominent wall in the living room. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts below. Number 17. 3 generations of punishment. In North Korea, imprisonment without trial is a common reality. Actions that might seem trivial, such as tuning into foreign radio broadcasts, discarding paper with Kim Jong-il's image, or making random comments deemed offensive to the regime, can lead to arrest and detention without clear reasons. This is part of North Korea's control strategy, maintaining power by threatening those who might oppose the regime and their families. North Korea's legal system applies the concept of 3 generations of punishment, meaning that if an individual commits a crime, not only the individual but also their descendants and future generations will face punishment. This can lead to life imprisonment, and children born in prison are also considered guilty due to their lineage. Families can be imprisoned for minor violations of one member, and cousins and nephews of the offender often face discrimination and loss of employment due to the actions of a distant relative they may not even know. Camp 14 is a notorious prison camp in the country. It houses many political prisoners. The main purpose of this camp is to isolate individuals deemed politically unreliable and exploit their labor. Prisoners, including officials deemed ineffective or critical of the regime, their children, and anyone suspected of anti-government activities, are forced to work in coal mines, textile factories, food processing plants, rubber shoe production, ceramics, and cement. Among these jobs, raising livestock is considered a favored occupation as it provides opportunities to steal animals' food and collect undigested grains from animal waste. Number 16. North Korean calendar based on the founder's birth date. While you and I may be living in the 21st century, for the people of North Korea, it is still Juche year 111. The Juche calendar in North Korea begins on April 15, 1912, the birth date of the founder Kim Il-sung. Thus, 1912 is considered the first year of the Juche calendar. Therefore, according to this system, the year 2024 in the Gregorian calendar would be equivalent to Juche year 113 in North Korea. The calendar was adopted in 1997, 3 years after Kim Il-sung's death. In recent years, the North Korean government has allowed foreigners to experience the Lunar New Year in the capital, Pyongyang. During this time, on main roads and Kim Il-sung Square across the river, tens of thousands of North Koreans cheer and clap during spectacular fireworks displays. On television, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, dressed in a light-colored suit, delivered his New Year's message to the people and the world. North Korea's annual speech is always noted for its statements targeting the US, and notably the nuclear launch button is always at the ready. Number 15. Complete ban on K-pop music. K-pop, short for Korean pop music, is a popular and globally influential music genre. Despite its worldwide popularity, K-pop is not appreciated in North Korea. Since Kim Jong-un came to power over a decade ago, he has strongly criticized the South Korean entertainment industry, including K-pop, movies, and television, for its perceived negative impact on the minds of North Korean citizens. To prevent the consumption of K-pop, Kim Jong-un has imposed severe penalties on those involved in this activity. In North Korea, listening to K-pop is considered a serious crime, punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Furthermore, a law enacted in December 2020 classified the smuggling of South Korean entertainment, including K-pop, as a crime. Disturbing reports indicate that in the past decade, North Korea has publicly tried at least 7 people for distributing K-pop videos. These trials, mainly held in Haisan from 2012 to 2014, often involved horrific scenes where citizens were forced to witness officials labeling convicted individuals as social nuisances before carrying out punishments. Do you think the punishment for promoting K-pop is justified? Share your thoughts with me. Number 13. Ban on wearing blue jeans. North Korea, known for its strict restrictions on citizens' lives, not only tightly regulates daily activities but also clothing choices. Blue jeans, seen as a symbol of Western influence, are currently banned. This ban stems from Kim Jong-un's view of blue jeans as a threat to traditional Korean lifestyle and his decision to prohibit them to protect the country's culture. The North Korean government has warned about the impact of Western fashion on youth, encouraging people to resist signs of capitalism. The ban extends beyond blue jeans to all types of Western clothing such as t-shirts, skirts, and suits. Instead, citizens are required to wear traditional clothing. If someone is caught wearing blue jeans or any other Western item, they are asked to stand by the roadside until a youth patrol performs a thorough check. Offenders are taken to the Youth League office to confess their actions and are only allowed to return home if they change into more appropriate clothing. This situation resembles a fashion police, highlighting that what is considered normal fashion in one place can be problematic elsewhere. Number 12. Mandatory respect for the regime and Kim Jong-un. In North Korea, committing to loyalty and obedience to the Kim family is of utmost importance. Any action or statement deemed offensive to the Kim family or the North Korean government is considered blasphemous and can be severely punished. This applies not only to North Korean citizens but also to immigrants and visitors. They may face imprisonment or even execution if deemed a threat or insult. In January 2020, reports indicated that a mother faced the risk of imprisonment for prioritizing saving a portrait of former President Kim Il-sung in a fire while also trying to save her children. North Korea requires all families to prominently display portraits of leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, with inspectors sent to ensure compliance. Any disrespect towards these portraits, such as failing to dust them, is considered a serious offense and can lead to severe penalties. Disrespect in North Korea extends beyond caring for portraits. Even seemingly minor actions, such as falling asleep during a meeting while Kim Jong-un is speaking, can result in severe punishment. For example, in 2015, Defense Minister Yoon Yong-kul was executed by anti-aircraft fire in front of more than 100 people for allegedly failing to follow instructions and dozing off during a Kim Jong-un event. Since 2016, North Korea has also banned sarcastic comments about Kim Jong-un or the totalitarian regime. Indirect criticism of the government is strictly forbidden as it is seen as a sign of disrespect. The government holds numerous large meetings to warn citizens about the dangers of making sarcastic remarks, and any mistakes can lead to serious consequences. People often mock officials by criticizing North Korea's failures, but the consequences of disobedience can include social ostracism and imprisonment in political prison camps. Number 11. International phone calls are prohibited. In North Korea, making international phone calls is strictly prohibited. The North Korean government closely monitors technology use, especially when it involves countries they consider enemies. Although North Korea has a popular mobile phone service with over 3 million subscribers, this service only allows domestic calls and completely bans international calls. If North Koreans are caught using mobile phones to contact people who have fled abroad, they risk being sent to political re-education camps or other detention facilities. Despite the high risks associated with illegal mobile phone use, many people still take this risk to benefit from the informal private economic developments in North Korea. Smugglers often bring various goods into the country, particularly from China, including mobile phones, SIM cards, and other communication devices. These devices, known as Chinese phones, allow North Koreans near the border to access Chinese mobile networks and communicate with the outside world. To avoid detection when making international calls, they often keep their conversations secret, use pseudonyms, and make calls in remote mountainous areas. This helps reduce the likelihood of their calls being intercepted or detected by security personnel. The North Korean government views controlling communication as a powerful tool to prevent the expression of dissent. By restricting international calls and controlling communication technology, they aim to maintain vague information about human rights violations within the country. Number 10. Severe electricity shortages. Energy shortages in North Korea are a frequent issue, with power outages common in many areas. Satellite images taken by NASA in 2014 clearly show the lack of electricity in the country. The power supply is insufficient to maintain continuous lighting at night. In the 1990s, North Korea's power supply was completely cut off by the Soviet Union, while neighboring countries like South Korea and China lit up brightly at night. North Korea struggled to match the lighting levels of these countries, creating the impression that it is less developed than South Korea. On average, South Korean consumers use about 10,162 kilowatt-hours of electricity per year, while North Koreans use only about 739 kilowatt-hours. As a result, neighborhoods frequently experience power outages, and people often go to bed early due to lack of lighting. By 2019, about 55% of households in North Korea relied on solar panels for energy. The city of Sinuyi, near the Chinese border, only has about 4 hours of electricity per day. However, residents in areas visible from China are required to keep their lights on at night. The authorities even encourage residents to generate their own power to meet this requirement, as the North Korean government is very concerned about how the outside world perceives their country. They have previously tried to present areas of the country visible from South Korea and China as more prosperous than they actually are. What do you think about this? Isn't it quite alarming? Share your thoughts. Number 9. Controlled hairstyles. One surprising aspect of control in North Korea is the strict regulation of hairstyles. The government maintains a list of approved hairstyles for both men and women, and anyone who does not comply may face punishment. For men, short haircuts and the use of hair gel are prohibited, while women are not allowed to have layered hairstyles or bob cuts. Prominent salons in North Korea only display hairstyles that are compliant with the government's regulations under Kim Jong-un. For example, women in North Korea can choose from 15 approved hairstyles, and their choice is influenced by their marital status. Married women are required to keep their hair short, while unmarried women can have longer hair, usually styled with curls at the bottom. Men also have 15 approved hairstyles, and they are forbidden from having hair longer than 5 centimeters, although older men can have hair up to 7 centimeters long. Notably, Kim Jong-un has exempted his own hairstyle from these regulations, allowing him to maintain a unique style. A 2015 report indicated that Kim Jong-un ordered men to imitate his special hairstyle, and those who violate these regulations are forced to cut their hair. Authorities, especially at universities, are warned to pay attention to hairstyles related to capitalism. Women, although not required to adopt Kim Jong-un's hairstyle, are encouraged to choose a bob cut similar to his wife's. Number 8. Widespread basketball playing. Many people know that Kim Jong-un, the North Korean dictator, has a strong passion for basketball, particularly for the 1990 Chicago Bulls, and a deep admiration for basketball legends such as Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman. Basketball in North Korea is played according to a quite unique set of rules which are believed to have been established by Kim Jong-un. After his father, Kim Jong-il, passed away and Kim Jong-un assumed power in 2011, he made several personal changes to these rules. Some of North Korea's unique basketball rules include a slam dunk scores 3 points, a three-point shot receives 4 points if the ball does not touch the rim, and each missed free throw deducts 1 point. Additionally, any goal scored in the last 3 seconds of the game is awarded 8 points. Interestingly, games can end in a tie, which is contrary to traditional basketball rules. While these rules certainly add excitement to the game, no prestigious basketball leagues like the NBA are likely to consider adopting these unique principles. Number 7. No one is disabled. It is extremely surprising that while there are many people with disabilities around the world, this country claims that no one in the country is disabled. Nevertheless, there have long been rumors that the government deals harshly with such individuals. A defector claimed that disabled infants are taken away by hospital staff, and men with dwarfism are castrated and forced to live in isolated villages. North Korea is also proud of having the highest literacy rate in the world. According to the CIA World Factbook, North Korea has a 100% literacy rate in state-funded schools. However, this is a self-reported claim, and like many other things the country is famous for, it may just be propaganda. Many speculate that the educational system in North Korea may be severely lacking in some areas. It could be the case that no children are literate at all, and the country merely presents this image to the world. What are your thoughts on this? Share your feelings in the comments. Number 6. No religious freedom. Religious freedom in North Korea is one of the most severely suppressed issues in the world. Although the North Korean constitution seemingly guarantees religious freedom, the reality is quite the opposite. Religion, particularly Christianity, faces harsher repression than any other minority religion globally. Christians, as well as adherents of other religions, often face brutal punishments such as torture and imprisonment for participating in prayer, worship gatherings, or possessing sacred texts. Although Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea, has 3 religious facilities including a Protestant church, a Catholic church, and a Russian Orthodox church, these institutions operate only under strict government supervision. The true nature of religion in North Korea is evident through Kim Jong-un's demand for absolute loyalty to the regime. The North Korean constitution intentionally restricts religious freedom to prevent any religious ideology that could threaten the current political situation. According to studies by non-governmental organizations and testimonies from defectors, it is estimated that up to 70,000 Christians, along with followers of other religions, have been detained in labor camps. The North Korean government encourages people to report any unauthorized religious activities or possession of religious materials, including the Bible. Defectors have reported that many Christians must hide their faith to avoid being accused of disloyalty to the regime, leading to the practice of religion in secret. Some concerning incidents have been recorded, such as the imprisonment of an entire family in 2009 simply for possessing a Bible. The family was sentenced to life imprisonment, and their 2-year-old child also suffered punishment. Those who have escaped from North Korean detention camps have recounted the severe conditions they endured, including severe malnutrition, contaminated food, both verbal and physical abuse, and other harsh conditions. Number 5. Citizens are prohibited from free movement. In North Korea, freedom of movement is tightly controlled by the government. People are not allowed to move between provinces or travel abroad without prior approval. Domestic travel also requires documentation from the People's Committee in the relevant province or city. Opportunities for sightseeing in North Korea are limited to specific locations such as Mount Baekdu and secret camps. These visits are usually reserved for model workers, students, laborers, and farmers from around the country, but the fear of political punishment often compels them to participate even if they do not genuinely wish to. Foreign tourists are also subject to strict monitoring. Aid workers face tight controls and are restricted from entering areas the government does not want them to access. Under North Korean law, leaving the country without permission is considered an act of treason and can result in the death penalty. Although some brave individuals attempt to escape from North Korea, if caught, they face severe punishments such as torture, forced labor, and detention in political prison camps. Border guards are instructed to shoot anyone attempting to leave or enter the country without permission, leading to many deaths. What do you think about these unreasonable rights? Share your thoughts below. Number 4. Restricted radio waves. Not only is the internet banned, but television in North Korea is also tightly controlled, and streaming services like Netflix or HBO do not exist. The country has banned the use of satellite television, leaving citizens with only 4 state-run TV channels. These channels include the Central Television Channel, focusing on important political news, the Mansudae Channel, specializing in sports, the Foreign News Channel, providing sports and international news, and the Cable Television Channel, broadcasting a variety of programs from daytime to prime time. Before the 1990s, North Korea only had 1 TV channel during the week and 2 channels on weekends. Watching Western television could lead to being sent to labor camps. North Korean media, including television, radio, and newspapers, often focus on the lives of workers and soldiers, depict the United States as imperial invaders, and praise the achievements of North Korean leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. North Korean news broadcasts usually follow a fixed pattern, beginning with praise for Kim Jong-un and the respect foreign nations have for the leader, then shifting to criticism of the United States, both directly and indirectly. Broadcast content on television and radio also encourages citizens to maintain a specific diet with only 2 meals a day, which the government claims are not due to food shortages but to improve health and nutrition. What do you think about this? Are these channels too boring? Share your thoughts below. Number 3. The fake village. In addition to the propaganda activities in North Korea, one of the most notable examples is the fake village located in the border area between North and South Korea. After the Korean War in the 1950s, both sides agreed to establish a buffer zone known as the Demilitarized Zone DMZ, which is 4 kilometers wide and 250 kilometers long. According to the agreement, all villages in this strip were to be dismantled, except for one village allowed to exist on each side. South Korea chose to preserve the village of Hoshian, also known as Freedom Village, while North Korea decided to build an entirely new village named Kijong-dong, or Peace Village. The North Korean regime promotes Kijong-dong as a developed village with full amenities such as schools, kindergartens, child care centers, hospitals, and more than 200 residents. However, the reality is quite different. The Peace Village is actually a propaganda tool designed to attract the attention of South Koreans and create the impression of artificial prosperity in the north. In reality, the village has no actual residents, only a few staff members maintaining street cleanliness, and the buildings only have exterior facades with no real interiors. Nevertheless, the village is brightly lit at night as if it were a real place. Interestingly, this project has led to unexpected consequences. When the village's loudspeakers broadcast patriotic songs and messages against other countries, South Korea responded by playing K-pop songs through its loudspeakers. This turned the propaganda confrontation into an amusing musical competition. Number 2. Pyongyang Stadium is the largest stadium in the world. Although it was built in 1989, the Mayday Stadium in North Korea has the largest seating capacity in the world, with an astonishing 150,000 seats. The stadium is designed in the shape of a magnolia flower and is located on the banks of the Taedong River in the capital, Pyongyang. The stadium is most frequently used during the country's annual mass games, an event primarily focused on meticulously choreographed dances and impressive gymnastic performances. It hosts many grand events, including the 1995 Professional Wrestling Tournament and the 13th World Festival of Youth and Students, which attracted 22,000 delegates from 177 countries. With a seating capacity of 150,000, it is the largest stadium in the world by capacity, covering an area of over 207,000 square meters. Typically, during events, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and state guests sit in a specially protected area. In addition to hosting football matches and sports competitions, the Mayday Stadium is most famous for its annual Orang Mass Games. This is an occasion for North Koreans to praise their country, the founding leaders, and the current leadership through gymnastic and dance performances. All performances are dedicated to the late President Kim Il-sung, who led North Korea from 1972 to 1994. Number 1. Working under state management. Under state management, the employment rate in North Korea is reported to be 100%, according to legal provisions that assert that every citizen has the right and duty to work. The Constitution requires individuals to choose professions based on their interests and skills, while ensuring job stability and working conditions. However, the reality is significantly different from what is outlined in theory. In North Korea, individuals do not have the freedom to choose their jobs. Instead, jobs are assigned by the state. The job allocation system is based not on personal preferences but mainly on state needs. For example, high school graduates must fill out a form provided by the authorities, which is then evaluated and sent to schools for job assignment. Graduates from agricultural schools are assigned to work on farms, while technical graduates work in factories. High school graduates can be sent anywhere. University graduates may have some opportunity to choose their careers, but in many cases they do not have the freedom to select their workplaces according to their wishes. The party and administrative bodies in North Korea decide citizens' careers based on their social and political class rather than their abilities or qualifications. Once a job is assigned, changing positions is very difficult. In practice, most North Koreans keep their jobs until retirement due to the limited career mobility in this system. So we've explored 21 strange things that only exist in North Korea. What are your thoughts on these peculiarities, or do you want to visit North Korea? Let me know by commenting below. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos. See you in the next videos.